What is going on, everyone? Platinum Beast coming at you with yet another video today. Today we're talking Britannias, and not just this one Britannia that I picked up recently, but my Britannia tube that I have that I'm currently looking to fill up entirely. So with all that being said, let's get into it. All right, everybody. So y'all know a while back, I told y'all about this tube I bought. And this is an official Royal Mint tube that y'all can see right there. They got the emblem on the cap and everything. When we pop this thing open, we can see we've already started accumulating coins. One thing I don't like about the Royal Mint is they put a tube within a tube. So what you end up having is this annoying thing pop out of the tube, but it's whatever at the end of the day. I reckon this is probably a 1/4 ounce tube that they add something in the middle. Can't say for certain. Let me know in the comment section if you know. But as y'all can see there, what do we have? Well, so far we have a whole 1/2 ounce of platinum in Britannias. We got 5 of these beautiful little coins that are raw and loose. Y'all know I do also stack, you know, some of them in a capsule. I typically encapsulate one of each year, but after I get that one for the year encapsulated, I just start adding them to my tube. So our tube's gonna end up being filled with probably at least a few years of different varieties and stuff like that. But yeah, so why do I stack this tube and why do I think y'all should maybe consider doing something like this? Well, when it comes to stacking platinum, all right, I know a lot of y'all like stacking the higher premium stuff like this, you know, Perth Mint things. But the thing about it is when you look at the Perth Mint coins versus the Britannias, this is what you see. All right. So that's what you see when you start thinking about Perth Mint versus Britannias. If you're trying to go for the lowest premium, Britannias are going to be your best bet. If you're more of a collector bug, you know, you might be tempted to buy them Perth Mint things. Now, there's nothing wrong with buying those types of things. As y'all know, I have some higher numismatic, higher premium stuff, such as this Platinum 1/10 ounce Eagle. But the thing about that is I don't just strictly stack that stuff. If I did, my platinum stack would be much smaller if all I stacked was stuff that cost more than your basic version of bullion. So Britannias for a long time now have been the cheapest form of fractional platinum coins that you are able to stack. And with that being said, what's important to remember is that you want to be stacking, all right? You don't want to be just collecting stuff, so to speak. So because you want to be stacking, you want to make sure that you have at least some of this in your stack as your base or what have you. You don't want to just stick to the higher premium stuff because that's really going to lower your overall stacking strategy. Now, some of us are not disciplined enough to just stack the boring stuff over and over and over again. Some of us just will get tired of that and will say, I'd rather have something else than have this. But when you add some variety to the stack, it makes it a little bit more fun and a little bit more justifiable to buy something like this versus just simply buying nothing but the same thing over and over again. From a pure investment standpoint, yes, Britannias are the best thing you can get in the 1/10 ounce version, right? In the 1 ounce version, they're probably pretty close as well. Occasionally you can find other coins on sale, but realistically, the Britannias are always the cheapest in the platinum realm for whatever reason. So, with that being said, what do I think y'all should do? Well, I think y'all should do a little bit of both, right? Nothing wrong with that. That's what I do, and that's what I suggest for most people. If you're not disciplined enough just to go with the Britannias, maybe think about mixing it up and doing a little bit of both. If you are just simply a collector bug and you're not doing it because you think platinum's going to go to the moon, but because you just like collecting more so, nothing wrong with that either. I have plenty of viewers on my channel who that's what category they fall into. But I want to mention something to y'all specifically about this tube, all right? So I had forgotten that I started stacking these Britannias. I honestly just kind of forgot about it because I was focusing on the kookaburras and other things like that for quite a while. And so when I brought this back out of my little storage or what have you, I popped it open, I dumped it out, and I realized I had 4 coins, and I had one more on the way. So I was like, wow, I've already reached a ½ ounce. And what these tubes can hold is 25 coins. So over time, I'm gonna have 2½ ounces in here. And when I do, it won't be something I bring out too often because they are raw coins and I'd rather just leave them in a tube, not to get all messed up and what have you and look all ugly and whatnot. So most likely this is gonna be a deep stack storage, kind of never look at it again, yada, yada, yada type of deal. So with that being said, I really like the idea of that because it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to even remember I have it. And then when the poop hits the fan, if you will, I can say, uh-oh, I'm in trouble. I've got an issue, you know, whatever emergency has arisen. What do I have? And I can go into my deep stack and I can say, oh, I've got a whole tube of Britannias I could sell right now for $2,500 to cover whatever I need covered. And that's nice to have as an emergency fund, right? A lot of people look at stacking and their stack as part of their emergency fund. And there's nothing wrong with that because it's one of the most liquid assets you can own in the investment type of world, right? It's something that's in your hand. You can go to a local coin shop or, heaven forbid, a local pawn shop if just dire necessary and say, hey, I got this, give me cash, I need it bad, right? It's kind of like a cut and run type of deal. And you don't have to worry about, you know, all the nuances that come with other types of selling or bartering or what have you. You can just, this is liquid platinum, essentially, right? Like the liquid gold, you know, people refer to things as liquid gold because it's something that's really valuable and easy to move. Platinum is kind of like that, right? I know a lot of people say that their LCS doesn't sell it or buy it or whatever, but a refinery is going to take it, right? Even if they're going to melt it down, they're going to pay you 95% of whatever it's worth. So realistically, you should be getting reasonable money back out of your investment. So with that being said, specifically today, I just want to encourage everyone to think about maybe picking up a tube like this. You don't have to get the official Royal Mint tube. I think I paid like $4 or $5 for this. That's kind of steep for just a piece of plastic that was pre-owned. But, you know, if you want to get like a little baggie or something, or just like a generic tube and just start stacking them little Britannias, and over time you've got a billion Britannias and you forgot you even stacked that many because it just is so monotonous that it doesn't stick to your mind. Hey, that's not a bad deal and that's not a bad place to be. So that's what I have for y'all specifically today. We have sort of reached a milestone with this Britannia tube, and that we have stacked a total of 5 coins. So what does that put us at? That puts us at 20% of our goal of having an entire tube of Britannias in one 10th ounce version. Who knows? Maybe one day I'll end up with an entire tube of 1 ounce Britannias. We're not quite on that level yet, but we could get there at some point. But yeah, y'all, that's what I have for y'all today. Super, super awesome that we're getting this tube filled up. I don't know if y'all can see it, and it's kind of hard to see with the lighting. But it's kind of cool to see it kind of slowly fill up over time. And then also you can kind of feel the weight, which I know y'all can't feel through the video. But feeling the weight of this sort of adding up over time, I now have a ½ ounce of platinum right here, right? So when I take a look at my ½ ounce platinum eagle over here, these both weigh the same and they both feel about the same in the hand. And that's pretty neat because a lot of people think of 1/10 ounces as being too small and not worth it. But once you stack up enough of them, I mean, it's essentially the same thing when you really think about it. You might have paid a tiny bit more premium, but you never know when platinum is going to go up. So if it will take you too long to save enough to buy an ounce, it may very well be better to buy a 1/10 ounce while you still can. So with all that being said, I appreciate everyone for stopping by and checking out the video today. Be sure to hit the like button on your way out. Hit that subscribe button so you can always stay up to date with future updates on the Platinum Beast channel. With all that being said, until next time, we'll see y'all.